Right, this is our last game. I've beaten Jack like 4 or 5 times. He's beaten me once. I beat him in pool too. It's the last game. It's about to get into What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is day. Oh, it's probably really echoing here. It is day. It's actually day 40 of the vlog. I said it was day 40 yesterday. We're about to go to the student center and play some ping pong with Jack. You guys are probably tired of me playing ping pong with Jack, but I don't know. I gotta give Jack chances to beat me, even though he never will. This boy looking for Jack, and he's like trying to dodge or something. I don't know what's up. Boy, what's this kid doing? Let's see what he says. Oh my gosh, Jack. Boy, what the heck are you doing?
So I was like, it's hot as fuck out here.
It's not hot out.
Dude, this thing is...
It's so nice.
It's so fucking hot out.
This kid wears... You wear a short t-shirt in 35-degree weather, and then when it's 80 degrees, he decides to wear a hoodie.
Dude, how was I supposed to know? I mean, I could have looked at the weather, but I did.
At there's this thing called the weather app.
No.
The Apple one's pretty shitty, but it still can tell you a kind of
So I was like, you know what? He hasn't responded yet, so he's probably still in his room. So I headed up there because somebody opened the door, right? And then as soon as I was about to knock on your door, I got a text. Boy, where are you? And I'm like, boy, you didn't respond to my text fast enough.
There we go. I don't know. Anyway, me and Jack going to play ping pong again. Probably for the 4th time this week.
Yeah.
Wooden or plastic cups?
Wooden.
Yeah.
Since all the ping pong tables are taken, me and Jack are gonna play pool instead. I'm about to get smacked. I have no chance. Jack over there was pretty confident in his pool abilities, but I beat him at that too. Hey man, I still won. He mad. Jack's ready to get smacked. Jack, what are your feelings going into this new day?
Returned.
Ooh. I'm about to smack Jack again. No, yeah. When we played like 2 days ago, that was really close. So maybe they'll let me in. Right, this is our last game. I've beaten Jack like 4 or 5 times. He's beaten me once. I beat him in pool too. It's the last game. It's about to get intense. 0-0.
That sucked.
I won. Jack only beat me like once or twice maybe. Ping pong's way more tiring than you'd think it is. I'm like dead now.
Yeah.
After my solid 5 hours of sleep that I got last night.
Dude, after that nap, I slept so horribly.
Oh yeah. Me and Jack both took like 4-hour naps last night. Except mine was from like 7 to 11 p.m.
Mine was from like 2 to like fucking 6:30.
What time did you go to bed?
Like 1.
Oh, so
Then, like I didn't sleep. I kept waking up.
Ooh.
Pretty awful sleep.
See, I went to bed at like 5, so drank about a half a gallon of milk last night too. You know, what's up? So since this daily vlog is about sharing my everyday life, I thought I should start including more aspects of music, because music is a huge part of my day. I'm listening to music all the time. I play a few instruments. I try to produce music. I'm trying to get more into producing music. I try and listen to new music all the time, and my roommate Patrick, you guys know Patrick, he is in love with Kanye. So Patrick is in love with Kanye. Kanye is one of his favorite artists, and I had only ever listened to a little bit of Kanye. Also, my brother's a huge fan of Kanye, but I'd never listened to most of his stuff. So the other day, well, like 2 weeks ago, I decided to listen to all his albums in order from The College Dropout all the way to The Life of Pablo, And so now I'm gonna tell you my ranking in order because everyone has their own. Everyone who listens to music and listens to Kanye has their own ranking of Kanye albums. A lot of them have their own ranking of Radiohead albums, stuff like that too. But today I'm gonna give you my ranking of the Kanye albums, which ones I liked, and in what order. So he has 7 albums. I'm gonna rank them from 7 to 1. Number 7, Yeezus. By far, Yeezus was like, it was the worst. Still not like a horrible album. Like if I was gonna give it a rating, I'd give it like a 6.5. Like it wasn't. I didn't think it was that amazing. He didn't do anything. I feel like in terms of Kanye's musical career, he did a lot of new stuff every time he made a new album, and in Yeezus it felt, especially listening to them in order, it felt a little bland compared to the rest of them. I don't have a set thing that I really didn't like or dislike. It was one of those albums that was like pretty just average. Number 6 is T-Law. I listened to The Life of Pablo when it came out. I did not think anything super special of it. It's definitely one of those albums that grows on you. I did not like it that much at first. I like it a lot more now, but again, I felt like it was similar to Yeezus. Oh wow, I literally just thought I saw a ghost. Anyway, it's definitely different. Kanye totally does his own thing, even in the times that music are in now. Again, but with The Life of Pablo, I feel like it wasn't anything super special or new. One reason I like some of his other albums is because they're very different than from what I'm used to listening to. Granted, I didn't listen to any of them when they came out other than The Life of Pablo. They all seem, there's something special about all the other ones, pretty much other than The Life of Pablo and Yeezus. Number 5 is definitely Graduation. Honestly, I don't have that much wrong with the album. One of the main reasons I put it above The Life of Pablo and Yeezus is because, okay, any of Kanye's albums are pretty good. Yeezus I thought was bland. The Life of Pablo was the second Kanye album that I ever listened to all the way through. And I listened to that one when it came out, and I didn't think it was that different from anything else. And then Graduation, it's not super awe-inspiring. Some of the tracks like Good Morning, Champion, Stronger, Drunken Hot Girls, Flashing Lights, Homecoming, those are all very good tracks, but I did not feel like as a whole the album blended together as well as it could have. At number 4 I put Dark Twisted Fantasy. Dark Twisted Fantasy is definitely up there. I mean, there's only 7 and it's number 4, obviously, but Patrick told me that Dark Twisted Fantasy is overhyped, and when I listened to it, I agreed with him. But then again, one of our friends, Matt, it's his favorite album. Obviously, everyone has their own opinion. I thought Dark Twisted Fantasy was cool I really liked it because it felt like a compilation of very hype songs. Obviously, Power and All the Lights are off of Dark Twisted Fantasy. Those are songs, you hear at warm-ups to basketball games and stuff. I liked it because it was a very hype Kanye album, and even though he does make a lot of very good hype up songs, this just had a lot of them and they all fit together well. And when you think of Dark Twisted Fantasy, I feel like, at least for me, when I think of it, I think of hype songs, and it's what I get out of it. It's gonna be awkward if Patrick walks in here. So number 3 is 808s and Heartbreak. So from what I've read online and what Patrick's told me, a lot of my Kanye knowledge comes from Patrick, so I'm probably biased a lot, and because he has his own opinion too. But 808s and Heartbreak. I'm not a fan of autotune, but Kanye used autotune really well in 808s and Heartbreak, and the title also very much resembles what you're gonna listen to. It's a chill album where he decided to experiment and use a lot of electronic sounds, use autotune. I'm not a fan of autotune. I do not think it sounds good. I still don't think it sounds that good in 808s. So as I was in the middle of talking, my SD card just stopped working. Apparently the card was full, even though it wasn't, so I had to reformat it. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up. I don't think I did. But anyway, I was in the middle of talking about 808s and Heartbreak. Kanye used auto-tune really well, and it was the only time where I didn't like absolutely hate it, because I just don't think it sounds that good. But the reason I was more okay with it is because in his other albums, we know that Kanye can sing, so it's not like he was just copying out of his singing skills. Like, he can sing, like, to some extent, and, like, it sounds good, and, like, he makes good music. So, him using the auto-tune, it felt like more than just a cop-out. It really felt like it went with the album. Don't mind my poor handwriting, because I didn't try that hard on it. But, Late Registration. Late Registration is number 2. Again, I honestly don't have anything that super specific to say about it. It's just the first half honestly wasn't that good other than Spaceship, but the second half was way better than the first half. He also has a lot of tracks on it, so the fact that he made that many good tracks is kind of insane. Like, We Major's such a good song, Celebration, Hey Mama, Gone, Late, Diamonds from Sierra Leone, the remix and the bonus track. Those are all like really good tracks that I just loved. I mean, Gold Digger, Touch the Sky. So like, even though like the first half I feel like the first half didn't connect that well, but then when you put the skits in on the second half, it actually made sense. And also, this is one of the only albums where I actually like the skits. Like, the skits, most of the time the skits are kind of just a thing you skip. Like, they're not, like, at least for me, I usually just skip them. I don't think they're that great most of the time, but the skits in Late Registration actually made the album even better. They actually connected things, what he was talking about, you know, the whole album. Something that's kind of rare nowadays, not rare, but I feel like it's not as common, is, actually, I don't think it's ever that common. One thing that Kanye does really well is he actually makes a story out of the album. I feel like that doesn't happen as much nowadays, or ever really, but like, I feel like that's something that makes Kanye's albums even better, is that, you know, in Late Registration, he's still talking about college and stuff, which kind of leads me into the number 1, which is the college dropout. You know, the college dropout is something that's super relatable to me right now. Not that I'm dropping out of college, but the way he talks about it, he talks about, you know, especially in the skits. This is one reason the skits would make it way better, is because if you didn't already catch on to the point, he kind of throws it in there with the skits. He makes it clear, it connects everything. He's also a really good singer and just makes really good beats and writes really good lyrics, but it's also interesting the way he talks about, you know, his dad's gonna have the degree and he might not succeed in anything, but he has the degree and that makes him the smartest person, and you know what he's gonna pass on to Kanye? Those degrees, which is all just satire. I mean, he's joking the whole time that really they mean nothing. I mean, Kanye dropped out of college, I guess, second semester sophomore year of college or something, but he has a really good point about just college in general and how just getting the degree by itself isn't what it's all about. I didn't write college dropout on here, but those are all my rankings in order. So if you do listen to Kanye, you'll probably disagree on a lot of what I said, or have a lot more to say about it. If you don't listen to Kanye, you should listen to all his albums. Even though I ranked them in order and said, you know, like, Yeezus wasn't that good, it's still a really good album comparatively to a lot of other albums that are out and that ever have been out. Kanye did make a huge... Kanye experimented a lot within his albums, and he made... You know, he kind of, like, paved the way for a lot of other people in hip-hop and rap. I mean, he's more I would consider him more hip-hop than rap, because he's more of a singer and stuff, but his whole story throughout his albums and everything, it's all really good music. Highly recommend listening to him if you haven't. Also, shout out to my brother, Narcolis, because he's actually the reason I ever listened to Kanye in the first place. He had the song Stronger from Graduation on one of his iPod or something, and I listened to that. It's one of my favorite Kanye songs. And also, my roommate Patrick, who got me to listen to all the albums. all very much worth listening to. I love listening to music, discovering more artists. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little segment. I'll try and edit it so it's not super long because I talked a lot. And probably more musical topics to come in the future in terms of other artists. Maybe I'll listen to all the Radiohead albums. That's another artist that Patrick is really into. I'm not into him as much, but I might give it a chance and just listen to all of them because there's a lot of hype around them. Maybe some other artists if you have anyone to recommend. I listen to anything pretty much other than country, but if there's something really worth listening to, I'll probably listen to it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And now I think I'm about to go do my laundry. I swear, these camera batteries just hate me. Like, I'm pretty sure I charge them, and so basically the way I know which ones are charged is there's these little casings on the bottom, and then my dad put paint. So right here there's red paint, so depending on which way I put the casing on, there's red paint or green paint, so it's fully charged or dead. And I swear I charged these, and they just like the little goblins take the power from them or something, because I just put in this battery that thought was charged. Turns out it's not, but whatever. We'll deal with it. That's such a first world problem. Gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Please like if you liked it, comment if you have something to say about it, subscribe for more content, and share it if you think other people would like it. Peace.
And it just ain't fair.